Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today I thought we'd go something else. So, if you don't know, follow me on Twitter, as the giveaway for tomorrow is the comic books, which is the first appearance of Wolverine, and essentially Days of Future Past. But I'll be giving those out tomorrow on Twitter. Make sure you're following. Once again, there is a tweet. It's under my highlights. But anyways, I thought today we'd talk about Endgame and why I absolutely despise that film and why it's such a bad film. Nobody will believe me, but we're going to do a segment all about this. And also, I just wanted to get away from posting the news because I feel like everybody posts the same thing every day. Twitter, same thing every day. I've been doing like deleted, scenes, concepts and whatnot, and it's been getting a lot of views and whatnot and shares and likes, and you guys love it. So I thought, let's go into it on video. Let's do Endgame. So essentially, here's our list. So essentially what I thought was, with all these right here, let me go over a little bit. We're going to go over each one of these and why they're important and why they would have made the movie 10 times better instead of giving us this 3 out of 10 movie that was super rushed and took away all the consequences. So first off, why would you kill off the original Thanos? This is the one that was built up with the culmination of the 21, 22 films. He's the one that we had a connection to. He's the one who beat the Avengers in Infinity War, but you kill him off in the first 10 minutes. You make it, oh no, everything's stuck, and then you discover time travel in 22 minutes. To which then at the end we get another Thanos who's more ruthless, who's a better character, but still there's no connection because he was never the Thanos that we wanted. Capiche, Marvel? Number 2, Thor and Rocket Raccoon fight the Midgard Serpent, aka Jormungandr, aka you've seen him from God of War and other things. He is the world serpent who wrapped all the way around the world where he could literally bite his tail or eat his tail. Now, the thing about him is we were introduced to Stormbreaker from that picture, that concept art. That would have given us an aspect of how big he was, how important Stormbreaker would have been, and how powerful that weapon would have been, from an ant to a giant. That's the difference. It would have given us size and comparison and like above the world Kratos kind of feel. Number 3, Wanda Maximoff survives the snap and goes on a road trip with Rocket to find Infinity Stone. Now, would Thor have gone away? Why would Wanda have survived? I don't think that one makes much sense, but I know people have been saying they want it. I've been looking at all my tweets. They've been saying that's like the number 2 one they've all wanted. Wanda had to leave because they were leaving the original 6 Avengers. They were leaving the original group plus Ant-Man and a couple other Guardians, but the originals, to have to get back their friends. Now, Wanda, who is an awesome character, is not one of the original 6. So, she was an added character, obviously Age of Ultron, which I think makes sense that she died in a sense. Captain America goes to Vormir and collaborates with Red Skull to get the Soul Stone. How would that have worked? Now, from my understanding, this was when Steve and Tony went to the stone and Steve ends up dying. That was the whole rumor about it. If you were going any other way, what does that mean? Like, he would go back once he put the briefcase and whatnot and went back and bargained for Natasha's life, who was already dead? Because the Russo brothers said once the Red Skull gave them the Soul Stone, his mission was over. He was free to go. He could leave. And I don't think he'd have the same connection of Steve Rogers because he seems like he's selfless at this point. He's not the same person in a sense. I mean, besides the fact that he's recasted, he's not the same Red Skull. He's just a different being at this point. When Hulk snaps, he visits Soul World. This is where Hulk and Bruce Banner meet. Now, this one, I put up a tweet today. You could see it right here from someone who drew this. Got like 60K. This would have been great and would have built up the concept that Hulk and Bruce Banner are 2 different people. They're not the same people. Would have given us more depth, like how Ragnarok was giving us with Hulk before they reverted him back to a big baby again. Until obviously then we get the smart Hulk. But obviously there was also that other scene where in Infinity War they come out and they're smart Hulk. Now, this would have been a big tie-in, but at the same time I wish it would have been Natasha in the Soul World. And Bruce would have saw her for one last time as he was trying to save her. And she pretty much told him, "You can't save me. It's over." That would have been a heartstring puller. Thanos kills all the Avengers in 2014. In 2023, he holds up the severed head of Captain America to the Avengers and asks, "I killed you. What do you want to do now?" That would have been so cold and so brutal. And Josh Brolin's voiceover for that would have been epic. That would have been some Omni-Man level stuff. Would have been great. I could totally see him like this and then just like rolling the head at Steve Rogers' feet. That would have been so brutal. 10 out of 10, I would have loved it. I've seen that animated on YouTube, but I don't believe there was actual concept for it. Tony Stark responds to Thanos, "I am inevitable," with an F-bomb instead of "I am Iron Man." That would have been so funny, and it would have been the first F-bomb instead of what we got in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which was the whole car scene, which was absolutely dumb and waste of an F-bomb, in my opinion. But obviously Deadpool's going to drop like 100 of them now. Let's effing go, you know. After the funeral, Doctor Strange and T'Challa talked about future threats that could occur. Now, people aren't understanding. Whether Doctor Strange saw it in the 14,605 realities, if it was that, if it wasn't, it's still the simple fact that this is a buildup for the Illuminati, and it could have been a show in Phase 4. It could have been anything. That would have been so cool to see that they start understanding there's different threats, and that would have built up Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, T'Challa being those leads. And this would have really given us an aspect of all the bigger threats. Annihilus, Galactus, Doctor Doom, Kang the Conqueror, Apocalypse. Like, this would have been such a good concept that was just taken away too soon. And obviously with the sad passing of Chadwick Boseman, the failure of Brie Larson, and much, much more, it kind of was passed on. And then the last but not least, which was not on this list, which I want to show y'all, there's a deleted scene on YouTube that was filmed where this would have killed me. It would have killed everybody in the theater. Thanos has the gauntlet. As you can see right there, it's the bar that they're obviously going to see Jai in. Tony Stark's pulling it. Steve Rogers goes to help by him distracting him and Thanos snapping his neck like he did to Loki. Iron Man can pull off the gauntlet and I am Iron Man and win the fight. That would have given us a sacrifice of the two bigs of the three. So essentially Thor would have stayed alive, but Cap and Iron Man would have been gone. And this would have really given a passing of the torch of the two legacy characters being gone and essentially passing on the shield. Because realistically, you can say whatever you want, Captain America's arc was pointless in the Infinity Saga because what they did with him. He literally said to Tony, we have a second chance. And Tony was like, yeah, we do. This is my second chance, Cap. I can't afford to mess it up. And that sounded like Owen Wilson. And anyways, he then goes back in time, lives with Peggy, goes to her grave in Civil War, and then ends back up on a bench. Stupid. But that's just my thoughts. But what do you guys think of all of these post-credit scenes that could have made this film so much better? Not post-credit scenes, deleted scenes and deleted concepts. In my opinion, the movie's bad and it could have made it so much better. It's not a horrible movie, but to me, it's a very plot hole-esque movie. And honestly, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. It's not something I'm going to rewatch for fun, especially a 3-hour film. But let me know what you guys thought. As always, I'll catch y'all in the next one.